Hello and welcome to Jason Sports Show, broadcasting live from Los Angeles, California. This is Jason Gerline. My friend Christian Bartolome, local point guard for the Arcadia High School JV basketball team, soon to be varsity. Christian is a fan of the Oklahoma City Thunder. He has some powerful insight about tonight's game against the Suns. But first, how you doing, Christian?
I'm good.
So, as we know, we are 47 games into this season. Some teams are 52 games in. But that's irrelevant. So, let's talk about some of the big games tonight. New York pulling a victory out in Minnesota. Oklahoma City taking down Phoenix in a 31-point victory. Houston taking the victory against Portland. Golden State can't stop the Memphis three-point attack. Cleveland overwhelms Orlando. Detroit pulls off the upset against San Antonio, despite the fact San Antonio was without a star. I believe that they were out without Tony Parker and Tim Duncan, maybe Manu Ginobili.
Are you sure they're not benching them again?
No, Tony Parker played the game. I do believe it was Tim Duncan and Manu Ginobili out of the game for the Spurs. New Orleans pulls off a surprising victory in Atlanta. They've been coming around lately. Toronto beats out Indiana in overtime in Indiana. Brooklyn takes a harsh loss in Washington. Chicago and Utah playing a very close game right now. That game's being broadcasted on ESPN. Go check that out. Lakers pulled out the surprise victory in a close game that almost ended in a Lakers loss in Charlotte. And the Clippers lose by 22 points in Miami. So saying these victories, we have the five major questions of the night presented by Jason, because I just do that. Question number 1. How is KD and Russell Westbrook's chemistry as of right now? Christian?
Well, to be honest, I still believe that they can't really consider who wants the ball, but I think KD wants to take it, like it's his team, he knows it, and I think Russell Westbrook's starting to hop on it.
Yeah, because I know a few games, I remember seeing Russell Westbrook taking a lot of shots in those games in the finals, and I couldn't really find their true identity as a team, and after losing Harden.
Everyone else was playing bad, and Russell Westbrook was the only one who stepped up. I think that's it.
Yeah.
I like how Russell Westbrook should play like that. He's not bad, but
he's legitimate.
Yeah, he needs to play more like a point guard than. We don't need another scoring point guard.
Yeah.
We have Kevin Durant.
Yeah, Kevin Durant, of course. Question number 2, of course, of the night. Clippers. Full lineup. For everyone's first game back. Can the Clippers stop the bleeding? Because I know they have everyone back. They're still trying to get used to the team. I remember Billy Griffin being quoted on saying, I believe it was him that said, it was kind of weird seeing everyone out there, but we're just glad that we have some people out there. I know the Clippers won in Orlando just having 9 players out there, but do the Clippers, do they stop the bleeding now, or does this struggle continue?
Well, if they can come together and play how they played in the beginning of the season and how they were like on that 17-game win streak, if everyone stays healthy, if the bench performs, that's the main reason why the Clippers are amazing, because the bench is amazingly good. Like, I think they have the best bench in the league right now.
Yeah.
So if they continue to play like that, but because Miami is such a great team, it's hard to actually win against Miami.
A lot of depth in that roster, despite the fact Chris Bosh and Ray Allen did not play tonight.
Exactly.
Burning question number 4. This one, I almost forgot about this one. Actually, I forgot the question. What was I going to ask? Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, I forgot the question. This is legitimately bad.
Don't worry about it.
We'll go to. I guess we'll go to another question. Sacramento will be moving to Seattle next season.
Yeah.
What can they? Who should they pick up, and what should they be doing right now to prepare themselves to give the Seattle fans a chance for the playoffs next season?
Well, I don't know about that question. It's actually really hard to answer because you never know what a team would want. But Seattle is like a basketball
City.
place. Like that place is amazing. Like they are serious basketball fans, and they just I have no answer for that right as of right now because they haven't moved yet.
Yeah.
But I think they should try trading away some players to, get better. I believe that the Sacramento team is all right, but I don't know about how they're gonna play off if they move.
I think I'm be honest with you. The Sacramento team has a lot of talent. If they could have trained Jimmer Fredette better for the role he's in right now, then they probably would have a better team. But I think I'll be completely honest with you. This is a 100% opinion of me, but I do not believe the fans in Sacramento are good enough for the team. It's not a direct shot to anybody in particular, but I don't believe Sacramento deserves to have a basketball team. That's my straight up opinion because it's so depressing. You guys in Sacramento you guys are last in the attendance record. The stadium's name is Sleep Train Arena, which isn't. You can't. No one. LeBron James and Dwayne Wade aren't like, that game at Sleep Train Arena is going to be real tough coming up. That's a scary place to be playing in. And I'll admit, it was a scary place to be playing in back in like 2002, 2003, when Sacramento was actually a legitimate team. But like, when was the last time that they were back in the playoffs? They were back in the playoffs maybe the 2006, 2007 season. And that was as an 8 seed.
Later.
Oh no, it's I don't think they made it back in a long time. I mean, they had Ron Artest, they've had Mike Bibby, they've had these great guys who've had these memorable careers. But when it comes down to it, it's time to move. And I think Seattle will be happy with the team. Sacramento, I'm sorry that you're losing a team, but you're doing your sacrifice that you're making right now. It's the best for the NBA. You think that LA wanted to lose not one but two football teams? Turns out the Rams would go on to the Super Bowl, and the Raiders would have a not great as in friendly fan base in Oakland, but it's a loyal fan base.
Not the friendliest.
Not the friendliest, not at all. Let's be on. And here's the fifth question. Does who at the end of the season finishes up with the best record in the NBA?
Oh, that's a tough one actually. Well, overall,
just straight
the
up.
whole NBA. Who was it last year?
It was the Spurs, I believe.
I believe it's gonna be the Spurs again.
You think the Spurs have the depth,
Again?
despite the fact that their aging all-stars are getting injured as of right now?
I think they're gonna get the best record, but they won't go far. I think they'll get to the conference finals, maybe.
Again?
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, I guess you can only keep running for a certain amount of time, and I don't know. I think if Tony Parker plays the way he plays, then they'll have a shot at it. Like, and if Tim Duncan is playing fantastic, it's amazing.
I see your point there.
He's young. He just like dipped into the fountain of youth.
Forrest, here's a segment. And this next part is called. The segment is called "Let's Be Honest." So me and Christian will talk about. We'll have one statement to say. We'll probably go back and forth, but we'll state our real opinions. Okay. First off, let's be honest, Charlotte. You can't keep a lead. You had a 17-point lead against the Lakers, and you managed to blow it. I mean, it's the Lakers. I don't blame you. The Lakers are a tough team, but you don't blow leads like this. You're not in the position to not be playing not well, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
But You're not a. I mean, you guys are averaging more fans than Sacramento. Treat them better than Sacramento would. Do you have a let's be honest, Christian?
Let's be honest. Oklahoma City is to be feared.
All right.
Am I not? Am I? I mean, did they play the Heat yet? I'm pretty sure they did.
I'm pretty sure they lost against the Heat.
Well, still, even though they did, like they can't. Like every time they lose, they don't really go on like a losing streak.
Yeah.
They can bounce back from that.
Of course.
And so they're pretty scary, and I'd watch out for them.
Yeah.
Maybe the Clippers. Never know.
I have another let's be honest, and this involves the team that the Bobcats played tonight, the Lakers. Let's be honest, Laker fans, you're not making the playoffs.
Mm-mm.
You want to know who's in the playoffs right now? You know who's in the playoffs is the Utah Jazz, and the Utah Jazz are an even weaker team than the Lakers. And if they can make it to the 7th seed, then you're not good. So now, me and Christian will look at divisions and analyze them a little bit.
Oh.
Let's start off with the Atlantic Division. New York, Brooklyn, and Boston. Now, 3 teams to be feared, I guess. Philadelphia's kind of fallen from grace, and Toronto is still playing around with their options. Clear winner and clear loser of this division, Christian.
To me, I really don't see a clear winner. Because Brooklyn has the potential to beat New York.
Yeah.
I mean, New York is a dangerous team also, and Battle of New York. That's a good show to watch.
Yeah.
But I think Brooklyn has potential to come back and take the Atlantic.
You have clear loser at least?
Toronto.
So the Central, Indiana and Chicago, but Milwaukee. Does this tell the true story of the division? Absolutely not.
Mm-mm.
Chicago has been playing with Kirk Heinrich, famed Chicago hero, but he's filling in for the Dark Knight, D. Rose. He will rise from the shadows.
I can't wait till that guy comes back.
Does Chicago win the division with D. Rose? Do they win the division? Does they clear?
Well, how many games are they down? 2?
1.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely win
Definitely.
Another burning question: does Milwaukee make the playoffs?
Ooh.
Milwaukee currently sits in the 8th seed, but is 4 games ahead of their nearest competitor, Philadelphia.
Well, I really haven't been looking at how they've been playing.
They have a great 1-2 guard combination with Jennings and Ellis.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's probably one of the best guard combinations you can get in the NBA.
Yeah.
Southeast now. Miami, Atlanta.
Oh, that's easy. Come on.
Miami wins the division, in my opinion. Atlanta plays the same way they have been playing. And I think the owner of Atlanta just decides we're done. We're as good as we can get. Let's just trade away Horford and Johnson.
I don't think that's a very smart choice. I mean, they have a young guard in Jeff Teague, he's like a mini LeBron. That's what I call him. Mini LeBron James. He's so athletic. He's like, I think he keeps the team together. He's the glue of the team.
Correction, I meant to say Smith, not Johnson, because Joe Johnson got traded to the Brooklyn Nets before. So I think Smith and Horford leave the team after this season. I think Horford goes to New Orleans, my opinion, because I think New Orleans will get rid of Robin Lopez as soon as possible because he's not doing the job there. And I think Smith goes to Sacramento, soon to be Seattle, to give Sacramento a little bit of chance, a little bit of boost in that Western Conference.
Mm-hmm.
So, I know I'm gonna get to the Northwest at the end, but I'm gonna start with the Southwest.
Mm-hmm.
San Antonio, Memphis, Houston. Question. 2 questions actually. Actually 3 questions.
Mm-hmm.
Does Houston keep their spot in the 8th seed? Does Houston have enough gas?
How much are they up by?
They're up by 2 games in the playoff race.
I believe they can't.
You don't think Lynn?
I don't. Lynn is he's a decent point guard. He's been putting up like good numbers as a point guard, but I don't know if like James Harden can't be scoring every night but he even though he doesn't score the most,
They're
but
a
he
three
does
point.
for
They're
his team.
they're
But
they're an explosive 3-point shooting team. You saw what they did to Golden State. They demolished them.
yeah, but that's just one game. It doesn't happen all the time, and from coming off of that, you have to be at that win. You have to come back, like hit the team as like hard as you can back. Like you can't just come off playing all slow, expecting the same thing.
Well, we'll get to Golden State soon because that's coming up next. But um, another question here: does Dallas make the playoffs? They are 6 games out, but as I showed you before, they are the best team in terms of attendance.
Mm-hmm.
So, do the fans power the do they power Dallas to victory or
Um, I think they don't. I think that Dallas isn't gonna make it because I think they should take what they have right now and try to get better with it. It seems like they're not really sticking chemistry wise. They're not strong.
I can see where you're coming from there. Um, and last question. You've heard me say this before, Christian. This is all I say at school. New Orleans Hornets, 2016, 2017, or 2017 or 2018 NBA champs. Give me what you think. They've built a very strong team, a very young team, and with a few trades, they could be a 1 seed. What do you think?
I don't know about 1 seed, man. Maybe fourth,
4th seed, definitely.
but uh, their guards have to develop. I mean,
Rivers,
Eric Gordon
Vasquez,
is
Eric Jordan.
already a great player. He's phenomenal, but Rivers needs to step up his game. He needs to play like how he was playing in college.
You think he should have stayed a year in college? One more year in
Yeah,
college?
he should have.
That would have been a wise move on his part, I think. So that does it for the Southwest. So here we go. Clippers, surprisingly, in Golden State. Now, some burning questions, of course. We have 4 burning questions for this section because why ask these questions if you're not going to get any answers? So, Clippers, is this losing streak a fluke or is this real sign of trouble?
I think it's a fluke.
Fluke?
They just need to figure out how they're gonna get the rotation back together, because everyone's coming back, and so they need to know how they're gonna work it out.
Okay. Golden State is projected to play. Oh Lord! Well, this should be interesting. Golden State is projected to play the Clippers in the first round of the playoffs if the playoffs started today. Who would you give the series victory to, and in how many games?
Clippers in 5.
But the Warriors have beaten the Clippers numerous times this season.
It's true, but when you go into the playoff mode, like the division, there's a different atmosphere, and you play much more differently than how you play in the regular season. And I think the Clippers, the Warriors are experienced in that category, but not the players that they have right now.
I think the Clippers have more title experience, especially having a few guys with a ring on their hand. Okay. Anyways, Lakers make or break the playoffs?
Break.
You think they break? They don't make it?
Yeah.
I mean, we live in a Laker-dominated school, so I can see where you're coming from.
Well, I was a Laker fan myself, but I don't know. This year there's so much hype on the Lakers. Bandwagons, everyone coming, but I don't know. It was a disappointing season for me, for the Lakers.
Yeah.
Just didn't bring it.
Yeah, for sure. Well, last question for the Pacific Division. Does Sacramento play? Does Sacramento, when they go to Seattle, do you think that they will be Seattle's team? Do you think that they will represent the Seattle Supersonics name in that first season, or do you think there will be a little bit of a letdown in that first season?
Well, it all depends on how the players take it, because Um, Going into a new city, it's not the easiest thing, and you have to have a lot of fan support.
Yeah, but Seattle's known for their fan support,
Yeah.
so
So it all depends
yeah.
on the players.
And we'll take a little bit of a look at that fan support because I mean once they lost that team in '08, I think there's a lot of hurt feelings between the NBA, David Stern, but it was mostly the owner's fault, I think, in my opinion. And the Supersonics in that last season, before having their team whipped from their hands, was they were kind of hurting before. Actually, I mean they had a bad season in my opinion that first season back. And they didn't really average as many fans as they would like. Actually, yeah, as you could say, they filled up 93% of the stadium, which was good. I mean, Key Arena is pretty small. I've been to Seattle. It's a pretty small stadium looking down on it. But hopefully Sacramento and Seattle, whatever the team is there, well, will prove to be good. And now, finally here, Christian. Of course, the Northwestern Division prized Oklahoma City, the Kings reigning over. We'll go with 5 burning questions for this one. First off, Oklahoma City returned to the finals. Let's see.
I believe they can. Their toughest challenge for me, I think, is the Clippers.
Wow, that's a
Los Angeles Clippers.
Means a lot, man, coming from you. And do you have a prediction for their finals opponent?
I do not.
Okay, then.
That's actually I think it's gonna go to Game 7, but I would like to see OKC come out of it.
Yeah, for sure. Denver.
Oof.
How come? Can you explain why they've been flying so under the radar?
I think they've gained so much chemistry from each other that like they flow easily now. From like at the beginning they weren't doing so hot, but actually against the Lakers, last year's playoffs.
I remember that. That was a pretty good series.
It was a great series, and that showed a lot of potential for the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah. Utah Jazz. The Jazz currently is the 7th seed. Does Utah really believe they can hold this, especially in a very tough Western Conference this year?
It's going to be hard for them. I think they can do it.
Paul Millsap, Mo Williams.
But they have to continue playing like they're playing right now. Are they positive? No.
They are right now. They are 6 games over 500.
Yeah, so they should be pretty good.
Yeah. Portlandia. Portland, of course, one of the best places I think for any basketball star to be playing. We have a lot of guys to come from Portland. Of course, Brandon Roy, who is very good. Marcus Aldridge, who has proved his worth. But the name that catches the eye is Damian Lillard, a Rookie of the Year candidate. What do you think? Do you think that he could lead Portland to the playoffs, despite the fact that Portland's only down by 2 games?
You know what? Lillard is he's a good player. He's special. Even Chris Paul said it. He said that Portland's got a great player, and I believe not this season. I don't think he can make it because how is everybody else doing? Like you can't just count on Rookie of the Year. Even though amazing he is.
J.J. Hickson's a starting center, so that says something about the team.
I think they can make it to the playoffs from where they are right now, but I don't know if they'll go very far.
Yeah. And probably the last question of the night. Minnesota. Well, you got Ricky Rubio. You got Brandon Roy still on that team. You still have Kevin Love. You still have AK-47, a.k.a. Andrei Kirilenko.
Mm-hmm.
But if things don't work out this season, who are you trading?
I think they should keep their team. It's really strong. Like
with one healthy, they can make playoff runs. If this team was healthy right now,
they would be
completely honest.
Like 5th seed, I believe.
I believe that Houston would still be in the playoffs, but Utah would not be in the playoffs right
Yes.
now, or Golden State. So there you have it, folks. It's almost a 30-minute show, but I want to thank Christian for being on the show.
Mm-hmm.
An all NBA show. We'll have more stuff like this coming up this season. Baseball season's coming up. I'll have a preview about that. But until then, have a good night.